gameplay is coming soon, according to an insider, and some of their comments about the Spider-Man 2 gameplay that has been seen, I'm both excited and a little concerned. It's a mixed bag for me. I'm going to explain why. I put all of the good info right at the beginning of this video. The video is long because it's a live stream. If you want to be here for those discussions and breakdowns beyond this beginning part, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so that way you can be here for those discussions. Turn on the bell notification so you get notified when I'm live. I'm going to end the previous stream and bring everybody over. We were talking about the Cyberpunk DLC, debating whether or not it should cost money. It's an expansion coming next year. Go watch that VOD if you missed it. I'm going to bring all those people over with a redirect, and we are going to continue the discussion and the live show today talking about Spider-Man 2 gameplay. And again, the insider's commentary is both good, but also for me, it's a little concerning, and I'll outline that right now and explain what I mean in a very, very brief update. This is a Reforge update. Spider-Man 2 gameplay is apparently coming very soon, but commentary from an insider has me both excited and concerned, and I'll explain why in this very brief update. If you like these quick updates, hit subscribe and the bell button, and make sure to check out Reforge Gaming, where I stream these discussions live. So, there's an insider who has had very, very good intel about games, especially surrounding Spider-Man, Millie Amond on Twitter. It's literally Millie and then the last name Amond, like all run together. I think I'm getting that right. And they had the following to say. I'm going to tell you what they said first and then tell you why it's both good and potentially bad. Spider-Man 2 for PS5 is, quote, exceeding expectations for Marvel higher-ups. Fluidity and visual punch is striking, according to an employee at Marvel. Both fluidity and visual punch are in quotes. So these are like quoting people saying, hey, the fluidity and the visual punch is striking, according to an employee at Marvel. Another employee thought they were watching a cutscene. Gameplay to be shown soon. So it's the first thing we thought when we read this was, here we go. The Sony showcase has got to be right around the corner. I actually think the Sony showcase on the 8th, I think people got that wrong. I think they're going to announce the showcase on the 8th and give you a 2-week warning. It's going to be on the 22nd. That's my new prediction. I think the insiders and the leakers got it wrong. I don't think the Sony showcase is happening on the September the 8th. So, and this video is being recorded on the 7th. It's pretty obvious it's not happening now. But it's probably going to be there. The Spider-Man 2 will be there. Spider-Man 2 gameplay will be there. I predicted that in sort of my predictions about the showcase. I think it's going to be there. However, why is this both encouraging and concerning with what this person is saying? First and foremost, it's concerning because Marvel higher-ups are involved, and that makes me nervous, okay? This could be good or bad, given recent Marvel installments and the way that Marvel's properties have been treated. This could be a bad thing. The first game was amazing, and we wouldn't want to see things go off the rails with too much oversight or too much input from Marvel. Now, I think it's encouraging for a very simple reason. They are exceeding the expectations of people who probably have very high standards. Spidey is God. He is king of Marvel property. He's the most popular superhero globally. No one comes close. And I think they're going to be very, very strict on quality. They want this thing to be excellent. So it's more encouraging than worrying, but there is that lingering concern of why are Marvel higher-ups involved? Like that could be bad for development. Also, the cutscene comment could be good or bad. Somebody saying, look, I thought I was watching a cutscene. Sometimes in games like this, there were parts in the first Spider-Man game where there was a lot of a reliance on QuickTime events, and I can think it can lead to gameplay that's not that great. However, I think I'm more encouraged by that comment because it seems to be about the fluidity of combat and gameplay. It was so good, it was so fluid, that they thought they were watching a cutscene, okay? Big question mark still remains surrounding Spider-Man 2 co-op gameplay. They've never officially said anything. The game's described as single player, but plenty of single player games let somebody come in and play along with you, like Far Cry 6 would be described as a single player game with the option of having a companion. I could see, since they've already shown Spider-Man 2 gameplay with Miles and Peter working together, that you might be able to bring somebody along with you. Now, my own experience with some of the co-op missions in Batman, when you're sneaking around, you kind of get in each other's way, but the combat can be exceptionally fun with another person. This is all very interesting in light of trailers and things that they're showing ahead of time to get us excited. It all sounds, I think, very promising, and it sounds like we're going to get to see Spider-Man 2 gameplay very soon. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Head over to Reforge Gaming to watch my live streams, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see the rest of you right now. What do you make of the commentary? I'm having a hard time just immediately getting excited. I'm like, I don't know, man. Marvel higher-ups, why are they involved? They could really, really hurt the project. Like, I don't have a lot of confidence in Marvel right now. They've kind of shaken my confidence. Their treatment of their own properties has been a little inconsistent. Market reception to their content has been very, very mixed between She-Hulk, Thor: Love and Thunder. So Spider-Man 2 having higher-ups involved makes me go, okay, I'm glad their expectations are being exceeded, but are they interfering with the project? Are they getting involved? Mike Quad says, why is Marvel involved? Because Sony owns Spider-Man in its entirety for movies, games, and TVs, don't they? What does Marvel even have to do with it, period? That's another thought process, right? Is like, why does Sony need to show anything to Marvel? Now, they have a license, right? Marvel, wait, yeah, I guess that is true. Isn't licensing split on Spidey between the way that Spider-Man is handled via as a Sony property or via as a Marvel property? Although they put Marvel right on the label of this game. Marvel Spider-Man and then Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Sony doesn't own Spider-Man game rights. Yeah, so that's probably that right there. Sony owns the film rights. Doesn't the game rights go to Marvel? Sony has licensed the rights. They don't own them. So if they've licensed the rights, it makes perfectly good sense why they're showing things to Marvel higher-ups. Guys, keep in mind, if you've been faithful hanging out today, watching, chilling, and enjoying your time, do me a favor and smash the like button. You're in a new stream, so make sure you are on live chat. Make sure that way you can see what everybody's saying, and then make sure you are smashing that like button. Give us our first 100 likes. I am going to go ahead and test and see if membership gifting is working. We had an issue with member gifting, and we thought maybe redirect was causing the issue. So I'm going to kick this stream off with gifted members to see if they get claimed right away. To number one, show appreciation to the faithful people that rode to redirect and didn't leave after stream 1, and you're here for stream 2. Let's see if these ones. Oh, they're getting grabbed right away. Oh, I think they fixed it. You love to see it, Mr. Acrius, Mr. Arceus, I think. Arceus, Karma, Jose Ocho, Zuth, and Aqua all got gifted memberships. We were really hoping Boogeyman would get one. He didn't get one. We will see what happens. So there you go. There you go. Wow, new record, 3 minutes. They don't own the rights in perpetuity, just cinema. Marvel higher-ups just want to make sure the game is... Oh, they want to make sure the game is woke. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Not at all. No reason to think that, but cool. Make sure you got to hit your woke quota of the day, right? Go get on Twitter, too. Maybe I complained hard enough. Well, I reached out to my former partner manager, and he was looking into it for me as well. Just an FYI, today was the first day that redirect didn't work for me. It was basically worked like clockwork every other stream. Redirect is a hit or miss. Redirect is a hit or miss, so sometimes you just got to click on that link. So redirect didn't work for me. That was the first. Maybe they fiddled with redirect to fix gifted, because all 5 gifteds went like that, and that's how it worked when the feature first launched. Guys, thanks for 100 likes on the video. Let me know what you think about this, right? Thanks for your informative streams and theories. Thank you, Karma. Spider-Man is a half-breed poor man's Batman. Half-breed because he has a mutation and not powers. I'm not a Marvel guy, I'm a DC guy. Well, I hate to break it to you. Spidey's God. In the superhero realm, Spider-Man is king. So you may not like him, but he wins. Hands down. He wins hands down. So he's God, all right? He's super, super insanely popular. I just emailed a gift. I just got emailed a gift and it auto-accepted it. Oh. Were you even here, Jose? They're automatically getting grabbed. Were you not even in the stream? Redirect finally worked for me, says Mike. Usually it doesn't. So it sounds like maybe they're tweaking redirect and that's why gifteds are working. So some people it finally worked, and other people it suddenly stopped working. Well, there you go. One step forward, one step backwards. Hands down, pants down. What? Could it be the Sony Bungie live service deal? For this game? No. I don't think they're doing anything live service with this game. No, not at all. I just want to know what you guys think. Like, how do you feel about Marvel higher-ups being involved? Because I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Let's be clear. This is a good thing on face value. Marvel higher-ups had expectations. This game is exceeding those expectations. Spider-Man 2 is exceeding those expectations. So my question is it worrying or not? My worry on it's like lingering. It's just in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but why are you involved? Why are you involved? Like, I immediately get worried when I look at game development and rights holders are involved. You know? Now, if they're super hands-off, they're like, look, y'all killed it on the first game, and this is what we want for the second game. And Insomniac's like, okay, and they go way above those expectations, then that's great. That's excellent. Disney is probably checking to make sure their money is being spent well. I'm concerned about Insomniac being tied up to too many licensing deals. I want them to revisit their other IP or make new ones. I don't know about that. I'm really excited about Spider-Man 2, and I'm really excited about Wolverine. If there's a company that should just be allowed to make all the superhero games, I think it's them. As long as there's continuity to the other Marvel games. It's not concerning to me, says Suede. My assumption is that they're involved from a lore or continuity viewpoint. Right, like not a gameplay viewpoint, right, Suede? That's where I look at it. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Probably like you're saying, continuity, character protection, right? You don't want Spidey running around swearing and slapping old ladies. I'm working with developers to build a new software program for work. My boss is funding, obviously. He checks in every now and then, but he's not making a ton of decisions. Wait, what? A Wolverine game? Yeah, you didn't see the announcement? Homie, there was a trailer for a Wolverine game. Wait, what? Like almost a year ago? Do you like the Punisher? I love the Punisher. If you gave me a Punisher game by Insomniac and it felt like a cross between Max Payne and Splinter Cell, I'd friggin' be all over that. This is the way. You brighten it up. It looks so much better in the search results brightened up like that, creature. That looks so dadgum good. That looks so dadgum good, man. I love it. I love it. And you just searched Fable 4? Oh, are you incognito and it did that? No, I missed it. It's just a cinematic trailer. It's just a cinematic trailer. I would play the heck out of a Punisher game, dude. Oh my gosh. I'd play the heck out of a Punisher game. That was one of my later questions. You guys are jumping ahead on my discussion questions, so I'll let you answer the question now. We're talking Spider-Man 2. Marvel higher-ups say that their expectations are being exceeded. They've said that the fluidity and visual punch is striking. Another employee thought they were watching a cutscene. We're apparently going to see Spider-Man 2 gameplay very soon. Well, they didn't say very soon. Soon. Probably at the Sony showcase. So one of my discussion questions that I was saving for the end of the show, I'm going to save it for the end of the show. It'll have us way off of Spidey. I'm going to save it. It's an end of show discussion. That's a reason to watch the entire show, all right? It's a reason to stick around. I have discussion questions to keep the conversation going, and I have that one saved for last. Do you think that they're using UE5 for Spider-Man 2? I don't even know what Spider-Man 1 was built in. They would likely be doing that engine again, reusing assets, whatever they brought it over in. Does anybody know what engine this is being built in? Spider-Man game engine? Spider-Man game engine. I think it's in-house, says Paul. Does anyone know what Spider-Man engine is for PS4? It uses Insomniac's proprietary engine that was previously used for Sunset Overdrive and modified to support 4K resolutions and HDR for their 2016 game Ratchet and Clank. Let me get this straight. These sons of guns are using their own proprietary engine for all these games? What? It's an in-house engine? What an absolute score to own. Can you imagine owning Insomniac? Y'all do great work. Oh, and it's your own engine. So, like, you can support it, tweak it, update it, put bells and whistles on it. We're not paying any royalty share to anybody. Jiminy Christmas. Why is it so surprising? Well, like, here's one of the things about a game like this, right? Typically, you look at a game like this and you think, oh man, they must be using Unreal. They must be using some engine that, you know, is rock solid and agile, you know? You're just now realizing this? I didn't realize it was a proprietary engine. Jose Ocho hitting a 5-month milestone. I can't believe YouTube gave me a gifted, even though I have it set up to auto pay for membership every month. I don't know. Well, hey, I tell you what, Jose. Just gift some members to pay it forward then. We're trying to get Boogeyman a gifted membership. We're trying. I gifted 5. Gifted memberships are fixed. So it's been great to see it working again. I don't see it either, says Vengeance. What did Vengeance say? I don't see it. On my screen, it says Vengeance 19. What's Quiet Shy saying? Double now? Oh, double talking? I don't see any double talking. Earlier, it showed Eugene's message twice, and nobody said anything, so I figured it was just my own chat glitching. I've been saying it for months with these in-house engines. It just, you know what, Eugene? It just didn't land. It just didn't land. CD Projekt Red is a hack. Oh, what? Their engine is a hack? Or are you calling them hacks? Guys, Graydon just gifted 5 memberships and they're already gone. This is how the feature is supposed to work. Thank you, YouTube. Joker got one. DS Wick, Seraphin, Alexander, Marsupial Gaming, all 5 memberships gone. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how you reward loyalty and generosity. That's the YouTube I want to see in the future. That feature was broken for like a week. It really hurt our member count because there's so many generous people here. So thank you to everybody being willing to jump right back in, gift members. If you just got a gifted member, get in our members-only Discord. You're calling them hacks? Oh, come on. I'm putting this in caps to be seen. I'm not here for Marvel or Spider-Man. Right now, I'm here for the chat and y'all being welcoming. Man, let's get this man a membership. Come on. Let's get this boogeyman a membership. Come on. Any game company would prefer an in-house game engine, especially if it's powerful and easy to be developed by the devs themselves. Same thing with Decima Engine by Guerrilla Games. So the Spider-Man 2 gameplay that we're going to see very, very soon, if it's exceeding expectations, I wonder what they did. What did they do to the gameplay? What do they do to their engine? Yo, what's good, Georges? How are you? Welcome on in. Guys, if you're enjoying the coverage, if you came over from the redirect and you're lurking on me, take a second and click the like button. He clicks on the gifts already, Christina. He just has to wait. There are so many super loyal people that are all the people that are getting gifteds. He's a brand new viewer yesterday, Christina. Primordial just got one. All the names that are getting gifteds I recognize, meaning they've been here a long time. So it's going to be tough. It's hard out here for a boogeyman to get a gifted because there's so many of you that are super duper loyal. Imagine if Unreal Engine 5 graphics because it's PS5 only. But it's an in-house engine, so it's not UE5. It's not UE5. Writing a whole game engine from scratch is a pain in the butt. Don't reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. Yeah, I don't think they need to change this engine. I think this engine's amazing. I think this engine does the job. It can't top an in-house engine developed for a specific piece of hardware. Yeah, like if Insomniac has handcrafted the Spider-Man engine for the Spider-Man game, if it's handcrafted for the PlayStation 5 architecture, that's the other thing you got to consider here. Spider-Man 2 is the first PS5 only game after Ragnarok. Now, Returnal and Ratchet are PS5 only, but Spider-Man 2 is probably the biggest title. It's the first it's the first of the new era. So Spider-Man 2 PS5 exclusivity, it's the first of its era. It's not the first PS5 only title. Does that make sense? Matasbo says, Lono, I'm on mobile, so use this to gift some members for me. The 20 spot from Matasbo, he wants me to use it to gift. I never thought about doing that. If you guys want to gift members and you can't, do a super chat. It's $25. So a $25 is a $5 one. I'll do it right now. It's $5 short, Matasbo, but I'll do it. You guys can gift members through me. Hang on a minute. I might be able to do it. I might be able to do 2 10s. Can I do 2 10s? Hang on. Let me do 2 10s. Is there 2 10s? No, I'd have to do... Forget it. I'll spot you the 5. Yeah, you guys can super chat. And do it through me. Keep in mind, I only get 70% of the super chat, okay? It's not an even trade, all right? I'm losing on this deal. All right? I only get 70%. Matasmo with a $5 tip. You the man. You guys can always use super chat to do that. There's 5 more from me. There we go. It's okay. That's just good business. Yo, George has got one. Derek Smith, B. Vargas got one. Watkins, Glenn Gamer, and Anthony Gill. They're all gone. Just that fast. That's how quick they go. If you guys are just tuning in, we're gifting members because we've got some people in chat that have been super loyal, and we're trying to make sure that they get one. We are talking about the Spider-Man 2 gameplay is apparently coming soon, and we're discussing whether or not it being PS5 exclusive and having a proprietary engine, what we expect to see. Apparently, according to Marvel higher-ups, the Spider-Man 2 gameplay is exceeding expectations. We need 50 more likes on this video. I know a lot of people got redirected, and you already clicked like earlier today. We need you to do it again. This is a new video. I'm not sure about this. Yeah. Listen. If you guys are going to try to gift members through me, it's going to need to be... hang on. It's going to need to be... If you want to do the 25, yeah, it's going to have to be like a $35 tip. I'm just being honest with you. I'm going to lose on that deal. It's going to have to be like a $35 tip. So maybe just wait until you can do it yourself. Maybe just do it until you can do it yourself. Like, super chat is meant to be a tip to me, and gifts are meant to be a gift. So you're going to have to do that yourself, right? So just try to get to a browser. I honored what he did, but we don't want that to become a standard thing. Just so we're clear, Unreal 5 is great for maximum triangle density, but the graphics are because streaming assets from SSD allows them to use higher quality assets. That's not UE5. Go for 10? What do you mean? Lykios Tesseract with a $50 super chat. What do you mean go for 10? Just gift 10 instead of... go for the next one up? Whoops, did it too early? You're good. There you go, we even. Matasbo took care of it. There's a 10 spot through super chat. Yeah, Creature says last time. Yeah. Listen, if you guys want to do this, try to get to a browser or something where you can gift members. I think doing it through super chat is probably not a good idea. I'm honoring it. Like when you guys tip me money for, hey, try out this new beer, like a drink recommendation, or here, go buy yourself a steak. I think that's fine and fair. I don't think we're not gonna get in any trouble or anything, but it's probably not the best idea. Hang on a minute, I clicked on the wrong one. Member gifting. Yeah, here's 10. Here's a 10 spot. What's the weather like in Vegas? Yeah. You guys are flexing on us now. Yeah. We'll do these a few times, but it may bring up tiptoeing. Yeah, I don't think it's against anything in TOS for somebody to say, hey, I'm going to use super chat. I'm allowed to gift members. There you go. There's 10 more. Rob, Big T, WRB, Free J Free, Lord Rain, Barrel 69 Gaming, Branson Skidmore, Bone Slide Clean, Alexander Smith, and Nuka Faye. All 10 gone. If you just got a gifted membership from me, you are welcome. Feel free to get into our members-only Discord, and feel free to enjoy our members-only content that we do every day. Do me a favor, if you're here and got a gifted or you're enjoying the content, man, we need 30 more likes. We always struggle with likes. On the second stream because I think people are thinking it's the same stream as before. I have it set up when I first came in yesterday. However, I can't seem to find where to change it now. Someone please navigate me. There's an allow gifts command that'll tell you how to do it. I literally hit the go button when you said not to do it. You're good, Lykios. You're good. You're good. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. There's no rule that states if someone super chats you $50, you can give that back to the community. I'm allowed to do that. It's my own choice, right? If you give me $100 and I say, you know what, I'm giving this back to the community right now, I'm allowed to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Rebus, the Sideline Podcast, Liquid N, Leonidas, and Crowned all got a gifted membership from Magorn McGoogle. All got a gifted membership from Magorn McGoogle. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for helping us just grow that member pool. If you got a gifted membership, welcome to Reforge Gaming. Get in our Discord. What's the member count? I'm going to check right now since it's working again. It's like actually exciting to check the member count. Oh, we're just shy of 1,300. 1,282. 1,282. If we hit 1,500, we don't have to stay there because it all obviously goes up and down. If we hit 1,500 members, my wife and I have to play genital jousting on Friday nights, and she really doesn't want to. It's going to be really funny and super inappropriate. That's why it's members only. There are rumors that the map is going to be twice the size. So what do you guys think about that? Like Spider-Man 2 needing a bigger map. Because it's still Spidey. It's still New York. You know what I'm saying? Are you concerned about reused assets? Reused areas? Do you know what I'm saying? Is it going to feel like, hey, is that a new game? You know? Is that a new game or you guys just reuse it? You know what I'm saying? Like they're reusing certain areas in God of War, but they said it'll feel new. At 2,000, we're burning gooses. I swear to frick, at 2,000, if I have over 100 Tier 2 members, I'll record myself burning those geese in a frickin'... They're stuffed animals. I'll burn them in my fire pit for Tier 2 members only. All non-members still able to use the Discord for notifications? Oh yeah, Siege. Non-members can still go in there. There's just nothing in there for you other than a general chat. Like 99% of the Discord's members only. I assume YouTube chat takes a cut on membership, so giving you a super chat will end up giving YouTube a double slice of your pie. Yeah, I don't think YouTube cares about that because they get a slice of your super chat and they get a slice of the gifteds. You're right. Yeah, at 2,000, we're also doing a Star Wars Episode 1 watch party because my wife loves Star Wars Episode 1 and I do not. Spidey in London, Italy. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to take us somewhere else. I'm concerned because there's only 4 seasons. I think they need a bigger map for sure. Tier 2 Sith Goose Burning Ritual, that's right. Movies do just fine with same assets. Why do we need a bigger map? I'm going to be honest with you, man. If Spider-Man 2 is like the same map, I'm going to be a little bummed. If it's just the exact same map as Spider-Man 1, how does that not bum you out a little bit? It's got to feel new. It can't just be the same map. Like, I'm not saying they can't use the same map, but it can't feel like the same map. It's got to feel very, very different. How soon is the Spider-Man 2 gameplay today? I think it's going to be in the Sony showcase. Listen, the PlayStation showcase, I think the leakers got it wrong. I think tomorrow, September the 8th, is when they announce it. I think the showcase gets announced tomorrow, and it's going to be on the 22nd. I think they're going to give you a 2-week window. The Tokyo Game Show is next week, and then the week after is the Sony showcase. That's what I think. I think they're going to give you a 2-week notice. If it's not the 22nd, it'll be the 29th. I think all of the smoke around September the 8th is because tomorrow is when they announce the PlayStation Showcase. And there will be Spider-Man 2 gameplay at the PlayStation Showcase. Bet. There will also be tons of God of War Ragnarok gameplay. It won't be the same map. It'll be set in spring this time. Yeah, but what's that going to do to the map? It's the same buildings and the streets. The Arkham games changed locations. Asylum to City to Gotham. They should at least make the areas more detailed, right? Elite Wireless Controller Series 2, Series 2 Core, thumbstick adjustment tool, USB-C cable. How much is it? Why even buy it? It sounds like it's going to be a more entrance level purchase. $129 compared to what? $250? New York is New York. I know, Fonzo. I'm not. Listen, I don't think I'm conveying my point. The Spider-Man 2 map, I know it's going to be New York, and New York is New York, but like, what? Doesn't that kind of feel like, golly, that's going to make everybody call it DLC. That doesn't make them right. Okay, I got it reset. Though, like I said, it's not a worry. I would buy it myself if I wasn't living on short-term disability, but I'll be around. Come on, man. He just reset his gifted options. Somebody drop some gifteds. Listen to this man. I love this man. I'd be worried about the Anthem problem. Huge open map. Thank goodness we had a fun traversal mechanic, but mostly empty. The fidelity FOV detail will make it feel different. I hope they have dynamic day and night and weather. Hey, I'm walking here. It's all about the narrative story in the city of New York. We need awesome storylines now, not a new map. The movies had other locations. Multiverse could open things way up. After TGS, does Sony want to follow that? Some big announcements are planned. Well, when are they going to do it, Joker? TGS is next week. When are they going to announce a showcase? The PlayStation Showcase, there's no way it's happening tomorrow. There's no way. There's been no press. I think they're announcing it tomorrow. Which means, what, you think it's going to be before? Before maybe? Before the 15th? Maybe they announce it tomorrow and it's like next week on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll grant you that. You know what? I'll grant you that. That's not bad. PlayStation Showcase could be Wednesday next week. They've done State of Plays on Wednesday before. A Shadow Drop Showcase? No. I honestly can't believe they're reusing assets. I'd prefer they just remake New York City from scratch instead of reusing it. If the map is the same size, they should remake the buildings. I don't think the buildings need remade, but you're gonna have to do something, dude. I think the new Elite controller is aimed towards people who already own one. That way, there's no need to buy the paddles etc. again. It's a $130 fix for stick drift. It has a stick adjustment tool, right? So you can fix stick drift. Jiminy Christmas. Doing the same thing Sony's doing. Buy our controller, you can adjust the thumbstick. Does it actually fix it? I don't know. Is it odd to anyone that 2 years ago Sony announced they would be doing 100 events, and since that announcement, they've only had State of Plays? They announced they'd be doing 100 events? What? I don't remember that announcement. Why do you want the city remade? That just seems like unnecessary work. I don't want the city remade, but it's got to feel significantly different than the first game. It can't feel like, if it feels identical, if there's too much parity, you're going to be like, am I playing some hybrid of a remake and a DLC? Roaming the same open world for the third time will definitely get stale 10 minutes into the game. So yes, they need to do something about it. That's what I'm saying. If you've played Spider-Man 1, if you've played Spider-Man Miles Morales, and you jump into Spider-Man 2 gameplay, and you're swinging through New York, come on. There's got to be something to make it feel dramatic. There's got to be something to make it feel different. Wouldn't you want New York City to be New York City? Yes and no. Like, you know what? It might literally be a problem unique to Spider-Man. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do. Are there other parts of New York we can go to? That'd be the only thing I could think. Is start the game in a completely new part of New York we've never been to, and then slowly bring back the rest of the map. It needs to feel crappier just to bring it in line with modern day. I don't want it to be artificially changed for no reason. Right, it's a fine line, Ghostface. You can't just change New York City for the sake of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just move the buildings around. It's like we were playing Jenga. Like, you can't do that. But you also, it's going to be really hard to jump into a third game and be like, I feel like I've done this before. Didn't they faithfully recreate New York City to some degree? Right, which means you can't really walk back from that. How do you change that? I don't know. I'm racking my brain a little bit here. Spider-Man has already been to New York. You can't put him in Los Angeles all of a sudden. You could make traversal better. The city was never what made me go back to the game. It was the traversal that kept me hooked. It might be one of those things, because I'm kind of massaging this out. It might be one of those things where no matter where you are, it's experientially going to feel somewhat similar because you're literally just swooping through a city with large buildings, cars, traffic, etc. Do you understand what I'm saying? If suddenly you were in Chicago, would it feel any different? Probably not. The buildings would look different, but would you feel any different? No, you're just swinging from building to building. Think about that. If you transplant Spidey into Chicago, it ain't going to feel much different. It's just a bunch of big buildings and you're swinging around. New York City consists of 5 boroughs. Spider-Man had 1. The interior areas can be 100% new. Right. Venom's from San Francisco. What if Peter takes a road trip? Yeah, maybe part of the game you do. I don't know if that would feel like Spider-Man, though, if you're suddenly in San Francisco or Los Angeles or something, just all of a sudden just going to other cities just for the sake of it. It wouldn't feel like a seamless open world. Maybe it would feel too episodic. Do you know what I'm saying? It's honestly a tough situation, because a lot of people are going to be expecting Spider-Man 2 gameplay, baby. I'm in New York. Why would I not be in New York? You know? And then there's other people that are going to be like, why on earth are we going into the same exact place again? I think there's multiple ways to look at this, and I think it's all tough. I don't think any of it is particularly easy, because you're dealing with identity-defining pieces. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with pieces of the game that sort of define its identity. I hate that everything's always New York. Populate the city more, says Lewis. Add more cars and pedestrians. Add the underground subway system to the map. Open up Queens and Brooklyn. Hear me out. Spider-Man with the Guardians game? No. You say this second game should feel significantly different than the first. Do you think Ragnarok does that? Yeah, because I'm going to be in completely new locations and realms with completely new combat options and enemy types. Yes. It will feel significantly different. I'm in a brand new area. New enemies, new puzzles, new mechanisms, new abilities. New York is New York. Human beings are human beings. Thugs are thugs. Like, they're going to have to consider that. I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying it's going to be a development challenge for Spider-Man 2 to say, listen, Spider-Man 2 gameplay is exceeding expectations right now. Why? Is it just that the combat system is insanely good? Or has the game really come forward and does it feel like it's a distinct different game? Does it feel like a sequel? See my comment above. What if Insomniac does the Ratchet and Clank riff thing with Spider-Man Multiverse? Here's why I don't think they're doing that yet, Swade. Venom is at the center of this. I don't think they're doing multiverse yet. I think the third game will be multiverse. Not this one. They could add cameos from the rest of Marvel and the Spider-Verse, like Maximum Carnage on Genesis. Perhaps that's the reason for the heavier Marvel involvement, which would then lead to more enemies, more units. Yeah, it would make everything feel fresh, for sure. With better lighting and weather effects, more NPC activities, New York will feel different. I don't doubt that. I'm just saying it's going to be a challenge. I think they're up to the challenge, but it's going to be a challenge. You built this amazing city. If you suddenly abandon the city and we're somewhere else, people are going to be like, what the what? This doesn't feel like Spider-Man. And if you're suddenly in a city like Chicago, would it feel any different anyways? Oh, it's the Sears Tower. Oh, it's the John Hancock building instead of the Chrysler and the Empire State Building. Okay, wow, they're still big buildings. They're iconic looking. But do you know what I'm saying? What's really going to change the feel of Spider-Man 2 is likely going to be the content loop, the gameplay, the inside areas, the enemy types, right? The boss fights. What about other heroes cameoing in the game? I've already said that I think Spider-Man 2, I think there's going to be a post-credits cameo of Wolverine. Remember how they did the post-credits thing with Miles? Very end of the game, Miles reveals himself to you. I think Peter Parker or Spider-Man, probably Peter Parker, is gonna like bump into Logan. He's gonna like, watch it, bub. You know? I think there's gonna be a post-credits Wolverine Easter egg. Everyone's like, oh my gosh! Like that's what I think is that's what I think they're gonna do. Whoa, spoilers! I've not even finished the game, bro. When do you think Miles Morales will be released on PC? Holiday. They're going to repopulate the PS5s. They'll have a surge of sales, and then the game, and that'll be great for Ragnarok. It'll be great for all first-party PS5 titles, and then Miles, because like Miles Morales is like wintry holiday. Doesn't it open up and they're like celebrating Christmas and it's snowy outside? Oh yeah. Miles is coming to PC December would be my guess. They'll avoid October because of Call of Duty. They'll avoid November because of Ragnarok. December's a great time for that game. Cameo we all want. Yeah. When Magneto and Professor X, and he's like, go F yourself. Yeah, and they're like, okay. I love that. That was one of the best cameos. Freaking Hugh Jackman. Go F yourself. It's Christmas during Miles Morales. Yeah. Spider-Man has the entire pantheon of comic books all in New York City. The city will not change, but gameplay loop will be different, says Corey. So if you're just tuning in, what we're discussing is Spider-Man 2 gameplay. How will they make the city feel different? How will they make the city not feel like just sort of a carbon copy, since we will, likely be right back in New York City again? It's a bit of a challenge because New York City needs to stay faithful to New York City. Like, that's part of the game's identity, but then that'll also run the risk of feeling like we've already played the game, right? Like that's a potential challenge in their production, so in their development, I should say. Now let's shift gears here to another discussion topic. I don't want to beat the map thing to death. Do you think co-op gameplay, Spider-Man 2 co-op gameplay, do you think it's a possibility? Because they've not officially said yes or no. People ran to the game description to be like, oh, it's described as single player, no co-op. I'm like, that's not conclusive. Plenty of games are described as single player that allow you a companion, like in Far Cry 6. And there was a previous Far Cry where like a dude could show up in a helicopter. It was still described as a single player game. You guys are saying no. Why do you think that? Game debuts. First trailer. Right? This trailer debuts, and you got Miles working, getting things done. Peter and Miles right there together, side by side, fighting, co-op move. So now, Batman AI co-op fights are really, really fun. But that was a co-op move. Could be an AI co-op companion, like in Batman. Insomniac doesn't do multiplayer, really. Now, what's his name? Some exciting information about voice actor for Venom. It's Tony Todd. It's Candyman. So Tony Todd has a wonderful voice. So he will be the voice of Venom, which is very exciting. Couch co-op, no. Too many challenges. Online, maybe. That's a cutscene. Who cares if it's a cutscene? It's the debut trailer. So you think because it's a cutscene, it has no bearing on gameplay? Like you're never going to be fighting alongside Miles in the game? You're never going to be Miles and fighting alongside Peter? Just because it's a cutscene? I think this is indicative of something that's going to happen in the game. Just looked up Tony Todd. He's the homie. He's going to kill it. Yeah. I looked him up because he showed up as Worf's brother in Star Trek, and I was like, I think that's Candyman. And I looked him up on IMDb, and he's the voice of Venom in this game. You can swap between characters. You think that's what it is? Great. That's so great. That's so beautiful. It's very clear here to me. So they both fight individually. I want you to think about what this trailer is communicating. What is this trailer communicating? Watch and learn. Watch and learn with me. Peter Parker. Oh, cool. What's that mean? Here's Peter fighting by himself with new abilities. Miles Morales fighting by himself, showing off his awesome abilities, maybe some new ones. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with his moveset. Here they are together. Right? They showed each one by themselves, and now they're showing them together. What? Right before they're fighting together. Now, I'm not saying that means there's co-op, but this trailer is packaged in a way of Peter by himself. Here's some new stuff he can do. Miles by himself. Here's some stuff he can do. Let's show them together. And then right after that, they're literally fighting together. If you think this game's going to have co-op, that's your argument. I think a very, very healthy and fair pushback is, Lono, you probably get to play as both interchangeably. Like when you play as Nightwing and Batman together, or Batman and Robin together. It's probably going to be interchangeable. PS5 could totally handle couch co-op for Spider-Man 2. They'd have to dumb down a lot of the stuff, but maybe. It sets up an expectation for co-op. Anyone who doesn't think it is probably a savvy gamer who does their research. Average puncher would think co-op. What if one gets stuck in the multiverse, the other's getting them out, and then you play as both? This trailer seems like it picks up after the last game. They're just protecting New York together. And Venom shows up. Venom is the threat. Venom is the villain. You don't get Tony Todd. You don't get Tony Todd to voice Venom to throw someone in the multiverse. Uncharted TM Legacy of Thieves Collection PC. Legacy of Thieves Collection, yeah. It's coming to PC. That's been announced. I'll super chat you $70 that there will not be co-op. You're betting me 70? I don't see that as setting up co-op at all. I don't understand how this isn't setting up the possibility of co-op. So they're like, hey, guess what? We got another Spider-Man game. Doesn't Venom imply Carnage? No, Venom does not imply Carnage. Venom is Venom. Venom and Carnage are not always together. Here's Peter Parker. Here's Peter Parker fighting. Here's Miles Morales fighting. And then they literally show them side by side. This is all about new things Peter can do, new things Miles can do. Hey, this is new too. The two of them fighting together. I'm not projecting that much onto the trailer. I really don't think so. I think I'm being very, very fair here. Like the trailer is basically saying, here's what's happening in the new game. Peter, new stuff. Miles, new stuff. Them fighting together, that's new stuff. Because they can't fight together in Spider-Man or Spider-Man Miles Morales. It implies two playable characters, not co-op to me. No, false. You guys are reaching. You guys are reaching. More than me, honestly. You're reaching more than me. This implies two playable characters. Spider-Man Boom. Miles Morales. Boom. That implies 2 playable characters. That's what it implies. They just showed us both guys doing their moves in the same trailer. That implies 2 playable characters. This implies those 2 characters fighting together. They literally are fighting together. At the very least, that's AI co-op. At the very least, they're showing you what new gameplay. That's something new that will be in this game. There's Miles, there's Spidey, there's Miles and Spidey together. Like, look, I mean, could you get any louder and clearer? They're right there next to each other. After just killing a guy together, knocking a guy out together. I don't feel like I'm reaching. I feel like literally they're like, here's a guy by himself. Here's a guy by himself. Here is them literally slamming a guy together. Now, here's something else I'm going to add to my argument. Arguments from silence are pretty weak. I'll grant you that. But why won't they just come out and say there's no co-op? That was a cutscene? You've already said that. Come up with something new. That's not an argument. That was a cutscene. Yeah, cutscenes establish what's going to be in the game. Both playable characters. So is this trailer? Can we deduce nothing from this trailer? It's just a cutscene, so we can't deduce anything. We're not going to play as Spidey. We're not going to play as Miles. We're going to play the whole game as Spider-Gwen. What do you mean? No, you can deduce things about the game from the trailer. It being a cutscene is not a response to what I'm saying. If this doesn't have co-op, why wouldn't Insomniac come out and just boldly claim it? Like, look, that trailer is just meant to show you that you can play as both. There's not going to be co-op in the game. They had a co-op mission at the beginning of Miles Morales when they fought Rhino, but Peter was AI controlled the whole time. It can certainly imply to you that it has co-op. I'm piecing together an argument. I'm not just saying it's implying it to me. I'm saying you can put together a substantive argument here that they are laying the groundwork for co-op. At the very least, AI co-op the entire time if you want it. You can call on him or fight at the same time or whatever. You're going to work together. They did cinematic AI co-op takedowns in Miles Morales. I mean, at the very beginning, this is showing them working together, and then they're literally looking at the new bad guy together. Miles is a lot leaner than Peter. That's interesting. Peter's kind of beefed up, it looks like. He's kind of thickened up a bit in the chest. I'm not sitting here like wishfully thinking for co-op. I'm saying this trailer very much sends home the message that you're going to be able to play. We're going to be able to play with Peter and Miles together at the same time. What that looks like is obviously up for interpretation. Does that mean local co-op? Does that mean online co-op? Is it just AI co-op like they do in Batman? When do you think Uncharted Legacy will come to PC? Listen, man, you come in here and you do this a lot. Like, I don't know. We're not talking about that right now. And you've asked me 5 times now. Maybe stop asking because that's not the topic of conversation. Like, I don't know. You want me to throw a dart at the calendar? I have no way to make that prediction, homie. I feel like you're just coming in and disrupting the conversation because you want to treat me like frickin' Google. That's not what we're doing. Stop, like, derailing conversation to ask your one question. Miles is flashy. Maybe you want to play as him, and Peter's old school, so maybe you want to play as him, but co-op could be possible, not completely possible. Narratively, I can't see how Peter and Miles can be together for the whole game. That would stretch for it to make sense. We don't need to ban him. We don't need to permanently ban him. Like, he's come in and had good contributions before. He's been here before and added to the conversation. It doesn't need to be a perma. All I got out of it was 2 playable characters that the same time. You see what I said? You have an issue with him? I don't care if you don't like his name. We don't ban people for their names. It's a Greek name. Like Christos Probitas is not a bad name. All I got is 2 playable characters at a time. Its co-op is a fair jump from that, sure. Does that mean it implies it? I don't think so. Like, if we're going to perma people, there needs to be a very, very solid and strong reason, not him asking a question too many times. We don't perma people for that. Like, we're trying to grow a live stream here, not kick people out for having, like, a lack of tact. I can't tag him to reply his questions or anything. I'm just asking, why is no one saying anything about it? Because, homie, the reason no one's saying anything about it is because Sony games coming to PC is all up in the air right now. Returnal's in the database, and we have no idea when it's coming. Like, Uncharted was on a Sony presentation PowerPoint like a year ago. Like, no one's talking about it because we don't know, man. Like, there's no way to predict it. There's no way to predict it. Not against co-op, just afraid it's something may unnecessarily slow or make development difficult. When is it out? We don't have a release date for Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 gameplay is apparently coming soon, though. Like, I don't think people are being against co-op. I think folks are maybe worried they don't want to get their hopes up. Does that make sense? It's maybe fair to think that co-op may be coming from the trailer. I don't think it's fair to say the trailer implies co-op is coming. Oh. I understand how you're framing it, Eugene. I don't think the trailer is attempting to imply you can play with a friend. I think the trailer implies there will be points in the game where Spidey and Miles are fighting together. Right? I think it does imply that. Now, how that mets out, we don't know. Because there's footage you could show of Batman fighting with Nightwing. That's a thing that you do, and you can control both characters interchangeably and do fun combos, just like the combo they showed. That combo they showed is literally right out of Batman. Like, you do that in Batman. So I think the trailer, at a minimum, implies at some point these two homies are fighting together. Maybe the entire time. I don't know. Maybe you literally, this is maybe how they deepen the skill trees. Maybe you quite literally have a co-op skill tree that you drill down into, because these two working together becomes necessary. That's how you have to fight Venom. That's how you have to fight new villains and new threats. Maybe there's new things that you try to do stealthily, and you use the two of them together, and it deepens the gameplay experience because you got two people working in tandem together. And if you want, you can bring a buddy along. That obviously is the greater stretch. It 100% implies two playable characters at the same time. It doesn't imply co-op. No. But it implies at a minimum AI co-op. Which I know nobody would use co-op and be referring to AI co-op. I'm not saying that. Like, if they put co-op on their game and it's AI co-op, people would be really angry. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, bare minimum, you're going to have an AI guy fighting with you in fights, and maybe you can control both interchangeably. Like I said, I got a gifted from the previous stream. Thanks a lot to the generous person. Much love. Yes, gifted memberships are working again if you guys want to do it. We're working really hard to get Boogeyman a gifted member. He's been super loyal today. So if you've been holding off on gifted memberships, it has been fixed. It's working today like a charm. Do you think Spider-Man 2 will have single player, or will it be like It Takes Two, which is no single player? It will be. It's already been announced as a single player game in its description. So it will not be like It Takes Two, no. What would be amazing is if they did like a $40 offshoot game like that. How they did with Lost Legacy. Can you imagine like an offshoot $40 Spider-Man game that's 100% co-op? Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. They would never do that, but it would be amazing. That's just like a pipe dream, but it'd be fun. I'm pushing it back against that it implies two characters controlled by two separate players. Right. I wasn't meaning to say that. I was not meaning to say that this trailer implies two people playing at the same time. I was saying you could 100% watch this trailer and say, that looks like co-op to me. I don't think people saying that, thinking that, or deducing that are crazy. As I broke it down, like, they literally show you each guy by himself first. And they even frame it. It's bookended. This is totally bookended. It's like Peter Parker. That's his little intro animation. Here's him fighting. This is new stuff, right? I don't think you can do that. Miles Morales, right? He's fighting. This might be new stuff. I don't actually know. And then the two of them together. And then they do a combo together. So this to me says all of those things will be available in this game. That doesn't mean 2 live player co-op is available. But buddy, that's what everybody immediately... There was headlines literally saying it. Oh, and lest we forget, there's even more to this. They potentially tested this out in the first Spider-Man game because when it came to PC, it got data mined. Right? There's... If set in co-op, character 2 will see this text. There's literally co-op text in the PC port of Spider-Man. If, it's a conditional statement, if set in co-op, character 2 will see this text. Peter Parker is a superior Spider-Man. Miles Morales is a superior Spider-Man. It looks like there's literal contests you can have. Who wins? Right? One's a superior. That might be like a mini game, like a race mode or something, right? It could be like who gets the best combo in a fight. Ristic with a $5 tip through Super Chat. They could go the route of Guardians of the Galaxy co-op gameplay. Thank you for the $5 tip. Yeah, maybe. Another question is, do we think we will be able to choose to play the game entirely as one or the other, or will it force you to play each one? Probably force you to play each one. It sounds like a race. Player 1, Player 2, Red Team, Blue Team, Character 1, Character 2. Yeah, but here's the problem with that, though. The superior Spider-Man sounds like that. The other thing does not sound like that. It says, if set in co-op, Character 2 will see this text. Meaning, if you're not the main character, you're going to see different text in co-op mode. Meaning, you're in someone else's game. And they're seeing different text than you. I bet you they force you to play each one, Phantom, and they have their own skill trees and stuff. You've got to remember, all of this speculation on the trailer is great, but the speculation really starts to get footwork when Spider-Man comes to PC and there's literally co-op language in the code of the game. Like, hey, if you're in co-op, the second person sees this text. Wait, what? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Miles Morales was born out of. Wouldn't it be cool if New Game Plus, we did this co-op thing where, ooh, big surprise, Miles is in the game. Hey, New Game Plus, you can play with somebody else. Anybody who's beat the game, man, boot up New Game Plus and you can play with your buddy. Miles Morales can join you. Have your buddy boot up and log in. Like, I don't know, man. And then this trailer, think about it. This trailer comes out, and then that verbiage is found later in Spider-Man on PC. So it's kind of like, wait a minute, were they trying to say something in that trailer? Look at the studio doing the game. Insomniac's not accustomed to co-op, nor is Sony. Okay, but they were apparently trying it out in the first Spider-Man game. It's in the code. Just because there's language in the code doesn't mean they're going to do it. That's not the argument I'm making. My logical argument, the logic of my argument is not, oh, it's in there, therefore they're going to do it. I'm not arguing that. That's a non sequitur. It doesn't follow that they were testing it out, therefore they're going to do it. I'm just saying they apparently are interested in the idea, which means they could pursue it in a PS5 exclusive title that might have the processing power to pull it off. Sunset Overdrive had co-op, though? Wait, are you serious? No, Peter Parker's not going to die in this game. First Horizon was initially going to be co-op, and they didn't go through with that either. Different company and engine. But, sure. Spinfoil, on the release date, they might try to put this near Into the Spider-Verse 2, which is set for June. Yeah, maybe. I don't think that co-op is going to be in the main game, but a separate mode. You could see it. Maybe. I don't think it'll be co-op. That was what I was saying. I'll still play it. Co-op is a plus. Yeah, I was just pushing back on you being like, oh, it's a cutscene. Well, that's not really an argument, Smashville. Yes, it's a cutscene. Plenty of games release cutscene cinematic trailers, and you're able to deduce things about gameplay from the cutscene. I'm not doing something that's out of step. Like, you can watch this cinematic trailer and be like, oh, Venom's the bad guy. It's just a cutscene. Well, what? Huh? What? It looks like you can play as both Miles and Peter. It's just a cutscene. Like, that's not an argument against basic, just deductive reasoning from the trailer itself. We've been live for an hour and 5 minutes, and YouTube wants me to run ads. Guys, let's get 300 likes instead. That's free. Hit subscribe. That's also free. Gifted members are also fixed, so if you've been holding off on doing it, now's a great time to do it. What was the base for the talk intro? We got new info on gameplay. Yes, there is an insider who has had great intel on this game and the other Spider-Man game, and she said, Spider-Man 2 for PS5 is exceeding expectations for Marvel higher-ups. She put exceeding expectations in quotations. She also put fluidity and visual punch is striking according to an employee at Marvel. So she's using their terms there, fluidity and visual punch. Another employee thought they were watching a cutscene. Gameplay to be shown soon. So many of us have thought, okay, that's going to be at the PlayStation Showcase. I believe the PlayStation Showcase will be announced tomorrow. I think the leakers got it wrong. I think September the 8th is not when the showcase is happening, but when they're when they're announcing it. I think that co-op via internet is possible, but comments that the game looks like a cutscene makes me say couch co-op is probably not a thing. Lots of power for that. Yeah, it's a proprietary engine, though. And if you look at how much they added from Spider-Man 1 to now with the remaster and the PC port and what they're probably going to do with Spider-Man 2, couldn't they just turn a lot of that off for couch co-op? It stands to reason that a lot of those things could be turned off. Ray tracing, shadows, textures, lighting could all be turned off. Sparkling review of Disney Dreamlight Valley. So yeah, be sure to check out Disney Dreamlight. What's this called? Disney Dreamlight something. If you like this kind of thing. Creature, come on. That's one of the best videos I've ever created. It's one of the best videos I've ever created. My first look of Disney Dreamlight Valley is a freaking work of art, and you all better watch it. You all better watch it. That's going to turn that channel around. That video will go viral. That video will go viral. You mark my words. I did that this morning. I had so much fun with it. And I got to the end. I couldn't even freaking remember the name of the game. I thought it was Disney Dreamlight Adventure or something. I was like, what the frick is this? Give us the link. It'll go live this afternoon. He's editing it right now. Hey, we've got a lot of new subscribers today. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Welcome on in. Welcome on into Reforge Gaming. We appreciate you so much supporting the channel. You're the best. You are the best. Maybe we should premiere that one, Creature. I was thinking about doing that, like premiering on First Look, we'd redirect over and then we'd come back here for members. I don't know, just to give that channel a little bit of a kick in the pants, at least for like a month. Pretty sure that if co-op's in the game at all, it would almost certainly be online co-op, definitely not couch. If I'm a betting man, Corey, if you came to me and said you have two choices, do you think couch co-op will be in the game or online? I'd be like, online. I think of the two, online's more likely. 100% agree with that. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. Sounds like a lot of effort for minimal return. Yeah, say that when we're ending our day with 700 viewers and we go over to members and have 200. Tell me that when we're sitting at 700 viewers at the end of the day and we can take them all over to a First Look premiere. Yeah, tell me that then. What the frick game is that? What cast is that? Why is Oscar Isaac being categorized as Spider-Man? What F co-op? I just want to be one Spider-Man, have the choice to fight the other. That's near impossible. Loud noises defeat Venom. Yeah, all you need is a really loud boombox to beat Venom. Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse 2? Oh, really? Man. Haley Steinfeld? It's a shame you'll only be able to hear her. Whoa, whoa, settle down, settle down. The one and only Tantasila. Haley's Gwen. Yeah. Sony didn't kill SOCOM. Getting their entire network hacked the week the last game released will kill your game. Sony just hasn't released another one since. Don't kid yourselves, though. Loud noises would defeat you, too, though. I mean, if you pointed a really loud speaker at me, yeah, I'd probably run away. I quit. I quit. All right, I made you guys wait for this one. Right? I made you guys wait for this one. So... actually, no, I'm going to make you wait a little bit longer for the big discussion question that I wanted to save. I'm curious, do you think are we getting too many superhero punchy games? Right? Do you think we're going to have like an oversaturation of superhero punchy games? You got 4 Batmans. We're about to have 3 Spider-Mans. And then we're about to have Wolverine. That's a lot of superheroes punching people. How else are superhero games supposed to be when a lot of them revolve around crime fighting? That's like a movie theater without popcorn. Yeah, oh, don't forget Gotham Knights. Don't forget, we got Gotham Knights, another superhero punchy game. Right? Time to go around and get some punchies in. Batman did it the best. Yeah, don't forget about Avengers. Don't forget about Avengers. Don't forget about Guardians of the Galaxy. Right? Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of small, like little contained areas. Superhero punchy game. Right? Suicide Squad's not out yet. There you go. What do you think? We getting too many of them? If they're making them, I'll keep playing them as long as they're good. Midnight Suns, yeah. I don't even know what kind of game that's going to be. It was originally going to be like an XCOM style game. All right. I gave you a second chance, bro. And you're just not intelligent enough to get it. Eight points to Gryffindor. Preacher was right to ban you. Yeah, we have 800 Souls-like games. Timesia, Steel Rising, Lies of P. Oh, yeah, I'm not... Listen, I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question, do you think we're getting too many superhero, punchy games? I'm not saying we are. I'm asking you if you think we are. A Punisher game would be good too. A Punisher game would be good because it'd be gun-based, but yeah. It's not a joy thing, he's just disruptive. Yeah, I always wonder if people are doing that on purpose. You pick characters in your name that no one can use in chat, so it's very frustrating. No one can, call you out or say anything. And then you're constantly bringing up subjects that, is not the topic. I don't think so. Avengers was so boring, many didn't pick it up. Deadpool by Platinum Games would be solid. Yeah, the one Deadpool game is just not very good. My wife apologized for my lunch. It was basically just random pieces of chicken and sliced apple and some trail mix. She's been busy. She's got kiddos. She's helping to watch some kiddos. So she's been very busy. We need a new X-Men game or Ultimate Alliance game. Anything Punisher needs to be super violent and full of rage. Yeah, I think Wolverine needs to be a pretty violent game. Spider-Man 2 doesn't need to be violent at all. We don't talk about the Avengers game, such a letdown. Yeah, a game that should have been killer and should have had a killer budget and just amazing heights of greatness, and it was just a piece of trash. Talk about Obi-Wan meme, you were the chosen one. You know what I mean? How do you jack that up? Apple event, September 7th. 2.4 million are watching. What the heck's going on? They announcing a new phone? Wolverine won't push the M rating. Marvel wants their money. Yeah, I could see that. I could see them pushing a T rating. You mean gratuitously violent? Spider-Man is most definitely violent. There's almost no blood. No one's getting decapitated. I don't even think they show broken bones. They confirmed that Wolvie is M? Wolverine game rating. Should it be rated M? People are arguing yes. Indications are PS5 Wolverine game will be M rated. Dadgummit, I clicked on that guy's article. So you mean gratuitously violent? What's gratuitous violence? I don't think blood from gunshots is gratuitous. There's no blood in Spider-Man. Absence of blood and gore does not mean not violent. Eugene, in video games, yes, it does. There's literal games where you can turn off the blood and the gore. Because that's considered violent. It's like, oh yeah, you can turn the violence off. Like the blood and the gore is like an option. That's how you get your rating to go up. You could literally make a game where the Punisher's shooting everyone and there's no blood. And there would be like, yeah, there's not a lot of violence in it in the realm of like video game ratings. But if blood's spraying all over the place and people's heads are popping off, no one uses that terminology. No one says, well, it's not gratuitously violent, but it's still violent. In the realm of like E for everyone, T for teen, and M for mature, blood and gore are interchangeable with violence. That's blood and gore, not violence. Well, you're just being pedantic. That's not the way that gamers talk about it. There's actual blood in the game. Blood, drug reference, language, violence. So they do put violence in the ESRB rating, and it's rated T for teen. So do they use the word gratuitous violence? What do they use? Because violence is just always on there, apparently. It's on there for Spider-Man. Blood and gore. Oh, they use the word intense violence on The Last of Us. Intense violence. Okay. I guess as long as you're beating up people, the ESRB, you're right. They just put violence on there. Like, yeah, it's violent. You're beating the crap out of people. But it's called intense violence by the ESRB. You just said gratuitous and it flipped me off my head. I was like, they don't say gratuitous in video game ratings. Usually I see blood, gore, and violence used. Titles rated E for everyone have content that may be suitable for persons ages 6 and older. Titles in the category may contain minimal cartoon fantasy and mild violence or infrequent use of mild language. So they have mild violence, violence, and intense violence. That's a lot of violence. Yeah, destroy your enemies lovingly, yeah. Yeah, well, when you go full, that's what happens. Eugene, I've already conceded the point. I'm faster than you. I went to ESRB ratings. I'm faster than you. I already conceded the point. I've conceded the point that they will describe games like Spider-Man as violent, and then if it goes beyond that with blood and gore, they say it's got intense violence. I conceded that. When you said gratuitous, I was like, blood and gore is gratuitous? I've never used that expression before. I've never heard that expression before. They use the expression intense violence. Why is the ESB given any credit or traction? We're not giving them credit or traction, but it impacts the way that people think about these games and the way that people rank them. Invoking anti-ESRB dogma right now has nothing to do with the discussion. That's not what we were talking about. Yes, I know that the ESRB is basically a joke, and company publishers sit on the board, and so they can dictate what is and not rated E, teen, and mature. And that's like a sidebar issue that's not really related to the debate. You never heard the phrase gratuitous violence? I've heard that phrase in movies, never games. Oh, you were asking Eugene. In games, I've always heard blood, gore, and violence. Like, those are the three terms that are typically used. It looks like, as long as you're beating people up, it's referred to as violence. Once the blood and gore's in there, they refer to it as intense violence. I've never heard somebody say, oh, that video game has gratuitous violence, and then the rating pops up. I think in my mind, I was just baking in violence and blood and gore almost being equal. That like, oh, once something's bloody and gory, somebody would describe it as violent. They don't do that. It seems that they go to intense violence once those boxes are checked. Once there's blood and gore from either, gunshots or melee weapons, they give it an intense violence rating. Or, I'm sorry, descriptor, which influences the rating. Like, once you go up to intense violence, you can't be rated T for teen, as far as I can tell. Now, movies, I've heard the term gratuitous violence before, but it's usually for, like, movies like Saw and stuff. Because, like, yeah, gratuitous violence means real or simulated graphic, realistic visual depictions of brutal acts or physical harm or cruelty. So, like, The Punisher having blood in it, I don't even know if you would call it gratuitous. It would have to get to the point where it's, like, real and visually graphic and brutal. Like, you shoot a guy and he falls down and there's blood on the wall and the ground, but somebody might say, nah, it's not graphic, it's just bloody, there's blood and there's gore. Like, gratuitous feels like it's even above that. Like, violence, intense, and gratuitous. I don't know how many video games get to the level of gratuitous unless it's a very, very specific, like, disgusting horror game. Yeah, like the Chainsaw Lancer in Gears of War is pretty gratuitous. I mean, the blood's going everywhere. Look up X-Men Origins Wolverine PS2 rating. I think what you just said is off. What did we say that was off? What are you talking about? Could we get 23 more likes? This video, for whatever reason, we have fallen off the face of the frickin' earth. I thought we were having... Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. We need those likes. I'm saving the last discussion question. I needed to eat, so sorry about that. I know that doesn't help the stream when I gotta, like, munch on food, but I was dying. That's the point I'm trying to make about the ESRB rating. Sniper headshots and gears and their heads exploding is gratuitous. Yeah, Wolverine would be pretty gratuitous if done properly because he dismembers people. He doesn't just, like, stab them and, like, let them drop on the ground. Arms, legs, hands, feet, and heads are coming off. If they just have him slicing guys until they fall down and there's a little bit of blood, well, we wouldn't call that gratuitous. We would call that's just blood and gore. All right, let's just jump to the final question because we're probably gonna end up. This is a great reason to be a member. We're probably gonna have to shift to members, like maybe 20 minutes earlier today than normal. What So we just asked the question, are we getting too many superhero punchy games? And we highlighted the 4 Batman games. We're going to have 3 Spider-Man games. We're going to have Wolverine. We've got Avengers. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy. There was even a Deadpool game. And a lot of people were saying yes and no. Depends on the quality, depends on the game. What superhero needs a game next? Right? What superhero would you like to see? We got Spider-Man 2 gameplay very soon to be debuted, probably during the PlayStation Showcase. And then Wolverine is on its heels, probably a year or two later. What's a superhero that needs a game next? My vote is for Iron Man. That's my vote. I don't think Superman would work. I think Iron Man would work. Doctor Strange would work. Yeah, you could make a really, really good Doctor Strange game. Hawkeye would be an absolute dunker because you've got a couple of games now with great bow-based combat in Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. Sandman, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider would be good. Take the bike out of Days Gone and obviously give it the Ghost Rider treatment. That could be really good. Black Panther game on Friday. Oh, that's right. There's rumors about the Black Panther game. That's right. Doctor Strange or Iron Man, Nightwing. Yeah. Sadly, you're probably not going to get a Nightwing game because Gotham Knights is going to kill that dream. I think that game is going to get shredded. Darkwing Duck, The Tick. They're making a Doctor Strange. There's rumors about a Doctor Strange game. No confirmation. Deadpool, Punisher, or Doctor Strange, Ant-Man. Ant-Man could be a really interesting and fun game, yeah. Green Lantern. Green Lantern might be fun because you could take him anywhere. You could take him anywhere. You could take him any planet, any race for the most part. Like within reason, within his storylines and lore. Oh, that's right. Wonder Woman. There's a Wonder Woman game coming out. That's right. I forgot all about that. Yeah, there's a Wonder Woman game coming out. Gonna be another punchy superhero game. Hulk. You could definitely do a Hulk game. Rip his animation sets and everything out of the Avengers and give him his own game. He looked really good in that game running around. Wonder Woman's being made by a different studio? What do you mean different studio? Different studio than what? X-Men? I could see X-Men being good if you give it great combat and made it a little bit like Mass Effect. Like you build a team and you go out and you can choose who you want to play as and your team's like there for support and combos. Wonder Woman has a lasso and a sword. How is that not going to lead to a lot of melee combat? Like, I'm saying punchy. Forget that I'm saying punchy. It's going to be close quarters melee-based combat. Spider-Man has webbing, but he's still punching people. She has a lasso and a sword. So instead of punching people, she's got a sword. She also might have a shield. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, by the way. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying, is there a risk? Are we going to get to the point where, like, here's another game where, you're in a little set piece fighting, and it's melee-based combat. I'm not complaining because, listen, I love these kinds of games. I love them. Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Forbidden West, Zero Dawn. Well, they weren't melee-based because of the bow, but there was a lot of melee combat in them. Right? I love them. I love these type of games. I prefer the sword to just my bare hands. Just me, though. I like to change up. Oh, for sure. If you give me a sword instead of fisticuffs, I'm happier. Because Yeah. I didn't like using my fists in God of War. I liked using the axe and the Chaos Blades. Surprised nobody said the Flash. I think the Flash would be a hard game to pull off and make enjoyable. All right, it's time for you to run fast. Oh, here's another boss. Time for you to run fast again. Rocksteady tried to make a Justice League game and couldn't make it work, pivoted to Suicide Squad instead, and made the heroes the villains. So a Red Sonic. Yeah. Come play Red Sonic. Dread could be sick. Dread could be a good game. I saw somebody say do a Thor game like God of War. That could be cool. Inspector Gadget. Shut up, Fonzo. You know, if they made it look like a cartoon, it actually could be really fun. He has a lot of abilities besides running. Yeah, Blade game makes sense. Yes. Because a Blade game could have its own unique system of, you know, being a daywalker, having your powers, needing blood. There could be a lot there with a Blade game that could be really good. Because you could have melee-based combat, but then you could have his abilities. His abilities could be tied to needing blood. You know, him being a daywalker, having to do certain missions during certain times of day. Hear me out, Squirrel Girl. Yeah, a Fantastic Four game could be good in the hands of the right studio. Moon Knight. I could get behind a Moon Knight game. I loved the show. I thought the show was excellent. Oscar Isaacs is brilliant. I thought it was so well done. I put it up there with it's one of my favorite Marvel shows. Comics translate to video games so easily, just about any IP could work. You just need a good content loop and gameplay. There's a rumor of a Fantastic Four game by Amy Hennig. Aquaman. No, I don't think an Aquaman game would work. Although it could be interesting since you'd always be underwater. It could make the movement really fun. You could be essentially flying all the time. Alien vs. Predator vs. RoboCop vs. Terminator. Iron Fist could be good, kind of a similar to Sifu thing. I don't have much faith in the DCEU anymore. Nothing has been very good. A Daredevil game, but you're just in the court trying to win cases. See, a Daredevil game could be really, really good if they actually simulated, and I don't know, this might get long in the tooth very quickly, but if they simulated his blindness, and so you had to go based off of sound. You know what I mean? Like, would it not feel very faithful to the character if you could just, like, see? Right? If you could just see and you're roaming around like a third-party punchy punch game, would that feel like it's not very faithful to the game? I think that would be the concern about a Daredevil game. Shang-Chi may work. That'd be a fun, yeah, just, you know, a lot of kung fu, I would bet. I made the joke earlier, but Daredevil with DualSense haptics could be pretty cool. Yeah, I guess that'd be the one time you could claim it was a blind playthrough if it was a Daredevil game. Shut all the virtue signalers up, you know. What? It's a blind playthrough. It's Daredevil. Yeah, what's purple gonna do exactly, Sven? Anyone said Black Panther? There's rumors of a Black Panther game that'll be announced very, very soon. So yes, Black Panther was mentioned. In the Daredevil game, you could do daytime lawyer, investigate, and at night crime fight. That's actually true. That's actually pretty true. That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good because, like, the detective in the deduction could be, you know, he'd have to use, again, a lot of the times, you know, he has to use his ability, his enhanced, you know, hearing plays a part. X-Men, where you create your own mutant and you go through Xavier Academy and become an X-Men team member. That would actually be dope. Like, basically take the Hogwarts Legacy idea and make it Xavier's School for the Gifted, and you build your own mutant and then go to the school, and then you go out on missions and you get, like, stronger, That would be sick. Like, you start to show more promise. So they start sending you on missions with, like, Storm and some of the bigger characters. That would be dope. That would be dope. Make it kind of feel like that Hogwarts Legacy feel. You know? It was a game. They called it X-Men Destiny. We need one more like for 300 likes. Make a kick butt game. What kind of X-Men would you be? That's tough. Yeah, that's tough because they'd have to give you mutation sets to choose from. Right? They'd have to give you mutation sets to choose from. And I'm trying to think of what I would choose. I don't think I would want to choose flight. Like, that would get old really quickly. You know? And I don't know. I don't even know if they'd be able to give you flight because it would fundamentally change the way, like, combat goes. If you're able to fight. Yeah, I was thinking Nightcrawler would be pretty fun. Teleporting would be dope. A tall one? Shut the frick up. Yeah, like there's a handful of things, you know, you could do things with like fire, ice, element control. Superman could work as what? I just don't think Superman could ever be a game. The only way Superman works is if you leave planet Earth and you go somewhere where kryptonite's in abundance and they use it for their weapons. And then you wouldn't feel like Superman, you would feel like Batman, you'd feel like a flying Batman. A Captain America game? A Captain America game would be pretty dope. Take a little bit of the inspiration from God of War, blend it with some of the range in Forbidden West. Superman can never be a game, you mean again? Superman could never be a very good game. I just don't think it'd be a very good game. Like, the only way that it would work is if you put him in Metropolis and, like, Lex Luthor has taken over the city and he's equipped all these guys with kryptonite weapons. Right? And they just hurt you a little bit. And then the greater the weapon, the greater the enemy, they hurt you more. So you could create a hierarchy of enemies and attacks that you got to be, more aware of. And you're flying and you're punching and your heat lasers and all that. Your laser beam eyes, your heat vision, sorry. Like, they could do it, but I think it would just start, it would immediately feel silly. The DCUO Lex suit. I don't know. This is what I think it would be. They would have to stretch so hard to make it work. Why bother? Just make an Iron Man game at that point. Now, I know that's DC versus Marvel, but I don't know. At that point, if you're going to have to literally bend the game, bend the whole game to make it to where, like, yeah, instead of darkness zones, you have clouded zones. Yeah. They'd have to be, like, creating local storm systems so the sun's not there, so you get weaker, and then they have, Kryptonian weapons. What if it was on Krypton? Power's relative. That's what I said a little bit ago, Valiant. If you take him to outer space and kryptonite is in abundance, or his power is then relative to the people around him, it wouldn't really feel like Superman. You'd feel kind of like Batman on another planet, but you can fly. I don't know. I think once you have to stretch the game so much to make it work, you'd have to ask the question, is this going to translate into a good game? We've bent the game over backwards to make it to where Superman's not OP. Then who wants to play a game where Superman's not OP? Like, it's a catch-22. If you make him OP, it's not fun. If you design the game and bend it over backwards to where he's not OP, that also would probably be like, yeah, that's not very fun. How do you land in the middle ground? There's so many viable options. Why force a square peg? Exactly. There's so many superheroes. I just think Superman's too OP for a game, a good game, that is. Same with Hulk. Some characters just don't translate well to games. The difference is with Hulk, though, they can come up with weaponry to slow Hulk, to hurt Hulk, to entangle Hulk. So you would still have a content loop that could be good. Yeah, it's the Superman paradox, exactly. If he's... yeah, exactly. That's phrased so succinctly. The Superman paradox is, if you make him too strong, the game is boring. If you don't make him too strong, the game doesn't make sense. Who wants to play a Superman game where you're weak? It happens in the comics and movies too, from what I've told. Yeah, I love Superman. He's my favorite, but there is... The irony is, there's intrinsic weakness in his character with respect to storytelling. Watch this. I know you keep championing that frickin' Superman show. I don't have time for it right now. Superman's not terrible. No one's arguing that he's terrible. We're arguing that Superman is a paradoxical character, because if he's OP, it's boring. If he's not OP, well, then he's not Superman. I wish this game didn't get canceled. I would have loved to see what it could have been. Looks like Fortnite. X-Men, Avengers, Shield. Oh, gosh, you got to select your build and your... Oh, golly, that would have been so great. Oh, yeah, they're picking his different abilities. That would have been really fun. I've been watching the 1996 era of the Incredible Hulk series, and they made a whole bunch of gamma-based weapons to fight the Hulk. Yeah, I think the Hulk could work because somebody would create weaponry. You could literally have a Hulk game where you're fighting against the Avengers and Tony Stark the whole time, because Stark Tech would be the technology they'd have to tap into to stop you. It could be a very, very, upside-down game, and it could be very, very fun. Yeah, Lou Ferrigno as Hulk was awesome. He was awesome. I liked how there's shots of him wearing green flip-flops. Speaking of Aquaman, Big Spoon cut all his hair off. I'm sure he looks fantastic. Lou Ferrigno as Hercules was good. He threw a bear into space and it created Ursa Major. That's a great sentence. The game could lean into the comic cartoon style thing where it's about Superman fighting some powerful Lex bots. You'd be unkillable by the masses, but could be hurt by the presence of a Lex bot. It would just have to be such a bizarre setup. Superman can be taken down with magic spells or magically enhanced weapons. Best example, Wonder Woman's sword that was forged by the Olympian god Hephaestus. Or Hephaestus. The next no CG Hulk. Holy frick, who is that guy? Is that the guy from those mythological movies? What's his name? Dadgum. His chest is like a frickin' shelf. Alan Ritchson, didn't he do all those Greek myth game with the Kraken movie and stuff? Alan Ritchson. Isn't that him? The Titans movies or whatever the frick they're called? From Reacher? No, that was someone else. This guy didn't do those myth movies? Oh, him and Sam Worthington could be brothers. Oh, golly, yeah. They could be frickin' brothers. Sam Worthington and Alan Ritchson could be brothers. They have very, very similar face shapes. They're like ironic. They're like twins, almost. I wonder if anybody else has said that. Let's get a side-by-side going. It's hard because if their hairstyles have to be the same for it to work. Or people arguing for one of them to be Wolverine. I could see that. I could see that. Richard is the guy I was telling you about that got his career trashed for a little while. About that story the other day. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Keira Knightley and the Black Swan actress are twins, basically. Did you just refer to Natalie Portman as the Black Swan actress? Did you just refer to Natalie Portman as the Black Swan actress? What on earth? You best watch yourself. All right? We don't speak ill of Natalie. Okay? We don't talk about the Star Wars movies, and we don't speak ill of her. Okay? You speak with reverence about our queen. Twins, they look nothing alike. There are definitely times where Keira and Natalie Portman favor each other, but I don't think when you put them side by side they look that similar. Right? You gotta like, if you look at them side by side, I don't think so. She's overrated. Murph. Shh. I'm joking, obviously. Okay. The Thor 4 actress and Keira Knightley look similar. He's right, because Knightley played the Queen's body double in Phantom Menace. Yeah, they favor each other. Sure. They do. They definitely favor each other. But I think Natalie Portman looks quite a bit different, face shape wise. Like when you put them side by side. Trust me, Keira Knightley was the first person to make me realize that I love a strong jawline, because her jaw is just, my gosh, what, it's just immaculate. What movie can't afford Portman? They call Knightley. I guess we're about to lose some members. Like, you could definitely put them in a movie and make them be... You could make them fraternal twins. Not identical twins. You could make them fraternal twins. They look like sisters. They do. I think the problem is Keira... I think Keira might be quite a bit taller than Natalie. She might be quite a bit taller. I think. I don't think Natalie Portman's very tall. Yeah, she's 5'3". She's... I would be taller than her. Oh, it's Keira spelled... Yeah. Keira Knightley's 5'7", so she's got 4 inches on her. Keira Knightley's only an inch taller than me, but yeah, she's you know, she's got 4 inches on Natalie. Nobody come close to Gal. I mean, it's not fair when you pull somebody into the equation that's not from this planet. I'm convinced that Gal is the first evidence of alien life. She's not from here. I think there's some higher intelligence somewhere that was like, listen, we need to study human beings, so create an ideal, just carve it out of this stone over here. Let's just create a very pretty woman. It's like character creation in a video game. She's carved out of marble or something, man. She's not. I'm telling. I don't think she's from here. She's a space alien. I should do a fake conspiracy theory YouTube channel. All right, hear me out. Gal Gadot is a space alien. Track with me here. First, we're talking eyes. Second, we're talking jawline. Third, who smiles like this? Just like have graphs and everything. You know, mathematically measuring the face, like the shape of her face. Her face is too symmetrical. This is not a human person. This is not a human person. Okay? This is a living statue. I don't even think her skin, I bet you if you touch it, I bet you it simulates warmth. It's not real. It's made from marble or something. Yo, what's good, feed? Witcher 3's next-gen release is on track for late this year? Oh. Oh, yeah, I thought there was speculation that it was supposed to land December. Did someone grab that already? I don't think so. I thought I saw speculation that the Witcher 3 next-gen was going to hit December. Okay, we'll add Natalie Portman to the list of people that you're taller than. Yeah, Natalie Portman, Tom Cruise. Yeah. Look, if you ever want to cast me in a movie, right? Gal's evidence of aliens. But here's your proof. Yeah, look at her too. What is that? What's going on? She even kind of favors Gal a little bit. Like they could be like cousins at a family reunion. Yeah, Ana de Armas. Yeah, he just put her in the Discord. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is the most on-the-nose movie casting in history. I don't know if she's the most on the nose. I put her... There are ones that are perfect. There's perfect casting, and she's in that category, alongside Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark and Henry Cavill as Superman. I think they're like the top... I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else? Yeah, they're top 3. They're the trifecta. Like, those are perfectly casted people. No, well, no, 4. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Like, that, and Patrick Stewart is Professor X. Yeah, there's your 5. That's your top 5. Stewart is Professor X, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, Henry Cavill as Superman, and then Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. They're literally perfect. Chris Evans is Captain America? No. Captain America, with respect, Captain America is so vanilla. Evans brought something fantastic to the character, but I don't think he gets into the top 5. Johnny Bernthal. Yeah, Johnny Bernthal is Frank Castle. Yeah, Johnny Bernthal is Frank Castle. Chris Hemsworth is Thor. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. I'm not going to give you Heath Ledger as the Joker. Momoa is Aquaman. There certainly are other ones that are perfect. I'm not saying those other ones aren't perfect, but the top 5 are the ones I listed. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Henry Cavill as Superman. Professor X as Patrick Stewart. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. They're the best. They're the best cast. Everybody else is great. There's no doubt in my mind that like certain people, you look at them and think, oh yeah, they're perfect fit for that character. But the top 5, like if we're doing that, have you ever seen those things where like, is it a match? You know, if you take the character, what they're supposed to be and look like, and you line it up and say, is it a match? Those top 5 are like all in the 95% match. They're in the 95% match. Everybody else is like an 80%, a 90%. But they're like 95% match for the character. They're so good. Thanos was perfect. Yeah. Brolin did oh yeah. That was tough, man. Brolin did an amazing job. CGI. I actually think Gal and Patrick Stewart are tied for first place. for Professor X. I think Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman and Patrick Stewart is Professor X. They're tied for first place. They're like a 98% match to the character. And then Henry Cavill, Robert Downey Jr., and Hugh Jackman are right behind them. But I think Patrick Stewart and Gal Gadot, they're tied for first place. Like, they look like the character. Like, Patrick Stewart, you put him in a wheelchair and you're like, oh yeah, that's Professor X. Like, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to really do anything. Gal Gadot, you put her in the outfit and you're like, I need to sit down. Like, holy frick. The thing is, I can see other actresses playing Wonder Woman. Like Jamie Alexander. I can't imagine anyone else playing Deadpool. I can't imagine anybody else playing Wonder Woman. Black Widow? No, disagree. No. I think many people could have played Black Widow. Jamie Alexander. Oh, she plays Lady Sif. I mean, yeah, she even kind of looks like Wonder Woman when she's decked out as Lady Sif, you know? But I don't know, man. I don't think ScarJo was a match. I think she's a great actor. Right? ScarJo's a great actor. She wasn't a match for Black Widow. You could have honestly put anybody in that suit. I think that just is a testament to how good ScarJo is. She took a character that's arguably kind of unidimensional. She's attractive, she's in a skin-tight outfit, okay, cool, and she's like super fast, flexible spy. She brought depth to the character, which is a testament to how great an actress she is. I don't think you needed her for Black Widow. You could have thrown any bombshell in the suit. Now, arguably, that she wouldn't have got a lot of screen time if it was just sort of like a pretty person with no acting chops. ScarJo, you get the best of both worlds. She's a knockout, and she can act. You get both. She's not just a pretty face. And I think people don't realize that when they watch the movies. They forget that she's got a deep reservoir of acting experience, and she's quite good. The character was weaker than ScarJo. ScarJo made Black Widow. Right. You could have thrown any pretty blonde bombshell in that outfit and been like, yeah, that's Black Widow. She made the character so much more than that, which I think deserves a lot of praise. I don't think she gets enough praise for her character. I think too many people focus on I ranted about this recently. Too many people focus on friggin' Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's a 0 on the spectrum. Like, ScarJo elevated the character. The character didn't need to be elevated. Yeah, like Black Widow didn't need to be like a mainstay, super important person. She can just be running around kicking people and looking foxy, and everybody like, that's awesome. That's Black Widow. Yeah, Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. Yeah. I like Margot Robbie a lot. I think she's very good. Blonde, Nat's a redhead. Well, right, but aren't there renditions of her? Yeah, she is a redhead. I guess I don't know why I was thinking blonde. Somebody put a picture of Margot Robbie in the chat. Maybe that's why I said that. Okay, we got to continue this conversation. It's tangentially about Spider-Man, so I don't feel like we're breaking what we like to do here. But I also feel like once a stream's run its course, we got to bail. We got to bail the members. If you guys want to do Operation Joystick, it will actually work now. If you want to take a bunch of these super loyal homies with us, you can gift members right now. It's going really fast again. It's going really fast again. Black Widow is blonde in Infinity War. Yeah, she ends up blonde, but like the ground level character that they start with is redhead. Well, it's not even red. It's not like a redhead. It's literally red hair. It's Wednesday, isn't it? It's Wednesday, my dudes. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, I guess. Come on, chat. Let's call this Operation Boogeyman. We gotta get Boogeyman a membership. The dude's been here all day. He just started hanging out yesterday. He's been super, super awesome. Come on. Come on, Operation Boogeyman. If you've been holding out on giftings because you're like, I want to wait, it's not been working well, right now is a good time to do it. Because most of the people here are heavy lurker loyal viewers. Like, these are some of the most loyal people to the channel. No doubt. No doubts in my mind. Yo, Murph's gonna do one. Let's see. Come on, Boogeyman. Come on, Boogeyman. Just come on. Oh, Bird of the Abyss started hanging out like 2 days ago. That's why they beat you. Listen, if Bird of the Abyss got one, then I feel like Boogeyman's going to get one very soon. They started hanging out at the same time. Was it yesterday? Bird of the Abyss is a fairly new viewer, if I'm right. So we might be getting close. We might be getting close. We're getting close to Boogeyman getting a membership. A brand account? Now, if you have a brand account, you can't even turn it on. It's not a brand account situation. I don't even think people with brand accounts can click the button. All right, English O says, let's go. Here we go. Come on, 555. Come on. Put the vibes out. Yes! We did it, chat! We did it. I told you he was next in line. That's how in tune I am with when people show up. I told you. I was like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that Bird of Abyss started hanging out same day as Boogeyman. There we go. Boogeyman, a Boogie No hoodie. They really wanted Boogies to get it. 2 people got it with the name Boogie, kind of. Stu Mac, Peter Dobson, and D-Mac Speeds. Thank you, English O. We did it. PlayStation, Xbox's Call of Duty offer was inadequate on many levels. Blind squirrels find nuts. That's right. You guys are awesome. I miss who I got that from, but thank you. You got it from English O, originally named English Oatcake. All right. Does anybody else want to take part in Operation Joystick? We are trying to get to 1,500 members, and you guys moved the needle today. You moved the needle. Let me give you a member count. Anybody else want to do it? Now's the time. You got it. You got a few minutes here. Impressive how Lono's in tune with chat. Kind of appreciate that. Yeah, that was not a blind guess. I was being dead serious. I'm like, I bet you he's next in line. I could feel it. Like, I'm pretty in tune to chat and names and who's here and who's not. We're at 1288. We're really close to 1,300 members. All right, we'll check that out in the members stream. It's impressive. It shows how in tune with chat you are. Maybe the Babe Ruth of streaming, calling your shots. I'm telling you. You guys think I just guess. I pay close attention to chat, names, who's talking, who's here, who's in tune, who's dialed in, who's new, who's not. Some guy said his name today. He was like, oh, this is what I was on Purple. And I was like, oh, now I remember you. Yep, I remember when you started playing with me. What's good? Good to see you, Feed. Another delay. Atomic Heart's now shipping 2023. Jeepers. Snap, but you got a membership? Yeah, we did it. I'm getting the stream ready. If you guys want to bring any other gray names with us, if you want to bring any other names with us that don't have a joystick, now's the time. Okay. That. Wait, did I? Oh, our Cyberpunk and Spider-Man thumbnails are kind of similar today. I didn't realize that. They're very similar with all that red. I just liked Miles's picture more than Peter's for the thumbnail. I'm here as well, says Arvin. Give me one, please. Buddy, I wish I could pick people individually. %. No, Lono knows my name from Purple. Dr. Fungus. Showcase cancel? No, they're not canceling the showcase. I think they're announcing it tomorrow. I remember Dr. Fungus from the Forsaken era. Forsaken. Dr. Fungus. Yeah, that was around the time. Yeah, that was around the time I was playing with Libra a lot. I was grinding with Libra. I remember you. I'm in the Discord. For those of you wondering about my Twitter earlier, all my links are the same as my YouTube name. Okay. All right. Do more if I could. No, you're good, Murph. You're good. I'm not going to sit here and try and pressure you guys to do it. This is just my favorite time of day to do it. Right? This is my favorite time to do member gifting because the people that are here right now, they're the ones that deserve it the most. Like, they're literally here all day. They ride with us the entirety of the day. And bringing them over to members only streams is like my favorite thing to do. Where's the Atomic Heart delay announcement? It's not on their Twitter. I don't know. Somebody just said it in chat. Somebody reliable said it. Jake said it. No talkie before coffee? That's right. Lono, I will break my bank. Don't you tempt me. No. Don't break your bank. I don't want that. I've never wanted that. All right, I'm pushing out the alert and the tweet right now. Tons of new members. Come discuss. Okay. I got that. All right, share. Unfortunate with a branded account, I can't. You're looking forward to Atomic Heart? Download, copy image. All right. Tweet sent. And then I gotta hit Discord. Atomic Heart is to be published by Focus Home in early 2023. Wait, I don't understand. Wasn't Atomic Heart already announced to be in 2023? I wasn't expecting that game this year. I wasn't expecting that game to come this year. Four hours ago, they announced a great new feature for YouTube creators that lets you convert your clips into YouTube Shorts on your mobile devices, especially useful for YouTube gaming. More here. That is pretty nice. All right, let me set up redirect. And hopefully you guys all stick around. Oh, did you already send that live, Creature? Did you already send the Disney game live? Over on First Look? No, you haven't. Okay, we could do that. I guess we could do that later. It's fine. I don't want to split the audience. Yo, Arvin jumped in on their own. Let's go. Let's go, Arvin. I held it for you. You were crying. Do you guys want to try that? I feel like we could try that. We could go over and watch the premiere of this Disney game and then redirect members back here. You know what I'm saying? It will be fun. Everybody can watch this, by the way. Everybody can watch this, by the way. I feel like we should try it just to see. YouTube Studio. Right, hang on a second. All right, so we go schedule, set as a premiere. Done. Save. Yo, Arvin! Arvin became a member and is gifting 10 members. Agent Batwood got one. Finally, there we go. Agent, Rockstar Boy, Jaeger, Fat Lump the First, Banana Thighs, Dashranakra, DS, and Jeremy Bruce, Nigel Mooney, and Fancy Man. Guys, if you just heard me call your name, you got gifted a member. You got gifted a membership. Congratulations. You can now be a part of what we're doing here. We're about to go over, and anybody can watch this gameplay, by the way. We're going to go to our gameplay channel, our first look channel. This action is disabled. Okay, I just need the freaking link. Setup premiere, redirect. Redirect privilege is needed. Ask Reforge Gaming to add you. Okay, hang on a second. Apparently we don't have ourselves. I own the dadgum channel. Hang on. Disney Animal Crossing? Yeah. All right, hang on. I got to go to community settings, approved user, live redirect. Save. Switch back. Copy that. Set up the premiere. Add redirect. I'll have to refresh. Hang on. All right, hang on. Add redirect. There we go. And we'll do one, and we'll do ambient. Okay. Customize. Let's feature it. Okay, so we're all going to go watch Dreamlight Valley. It's my premiere, okay? It's my premiere. And then, don't worry that it says it's going to premiere in 9 hours. Just freaking ignore that. Just ignore that. That's not true. That's not true. It's going to premiere. I'll set it for... yeah, it'll say, 15 minutes. I'll just push it live as soon as we get over there. All right, done. Save. There we go. There we go. I'll push it live as soon as we get over there, all right? Just in case redirect doesn't work. If redirect is traditionally not very good for you, all right? It's not very good for you. I'll see you guys over there. I'll be in the chat talking, and then we'll come back here for members only. When that stream ends, it should kick you back over here. If not, look for the link in chat, all right? Creature's probably right. This is going to be a disaster, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. All right, I'll see you guys over there. It's a funny video.